Today, I'm going to be counting down the 10 most expensive cars for sale in Canada, and surprisingly, there's over 22 vehicles for sale in excess of $1 million across the country. That number shocked me because a few years ago, I thought if there was like one or two, that would be a lot. But today, let's count down the 10 most expensive cars. Starting with number 10, the 2019 Ford GT Heritage Edition, delivery kilometers for sale at our friends August Motor Cars in Kelowna. You can see this has the beautiful blue and orange Golf livery, and I think this paint on a Ford GT, particularly the previous gen, is actually the one to get. But on the new one, it looks pretty good. This particular car I've seen in person, and it looks absolutely stunning. And of course, priced at a mere $1.64 million Canadian. Personally, looking at the GT market, I think it's a little bit on the expensive side, but that is number 10, the Ford GT Heritage Edition. Number 9, also for sale at our friends August Motor Cars, is a 2021 Ford GT with delivery mileage. This one they've got advertised as a Heritage Edition, but I actually think they meant to say it's a Carbon Edition. So this is a full carbon bodied car with the exposed stripe, or the exposed hood in this case, and painted on top. I believe they only build about 50 of these a year, so the Carbon series is extremely rare. This one, delivery mileage, again, I've seen it previously. I've actually had it in a couple of my videos over the years, and this car priced at just a touch under $2 million Canadian. Again, looking at the market, these have come down quite a bit in the last 12 months. $2 million, in my opinion, for that is a little bit on the expensive side, but hey, it's number 9 on the list, the 2021 Ford GT. Coming in at number 8 on the list, the 2015 Ferrari 458 Speciale Aperta. This particular car has under 1,000 kilometers, so extremely low mileage, collector grade example, and the Speciale Aperta, they only built 499 of them, so it is a very special car, and we've seen a great appreciation in this car. This one priced at $2.175 million Canadian. Again, comparables on the market in the States, considerably cheaper even with the exchange rate, but I'm sure that this is a collector grade example, extremely low mileage, right colors, probably the only one for sale in the country. And I will say the 458 is one of my favorite Ferraris. It's gotten so much better and more appealing over the last few years, and the Speciale and the Speciale Aperta are definitely the ones to get. That is number 8 on our list of most expensive cars in Canada. Coming in at number 7 on our list is the 2023 Ferrari 812 Competizione. This particular car finished in a yellow and delivery mileage. I'm sure this car is a crazy option list, and these were trading for about $1 million over sticker. This particular one is listed at 1.7 million US dollars, or about 2.5 million Canadian. Beautiful car. I think the 812 Competizione is actually very special. Don't know if I fully see the $1 million over list, but that is what they are legitimately trading for. And I know if you own this car and drive this car, you are not going to be disappointed. For $2.5 million, I'd buy a lot of other cars first, but it's well deserving of spot number 7 on our list. Spot number 6 on our list is another 2023 Ferrari 812 Competizione, this time in red. This one's priced at 1.88 million US, or about 2.7-ish million Canadian. I'm sure these cars probably have a little bit different option list. The red one is probably going to have 100,000 more of options. That one has 900 kilometers, so it has actually been driven a little bit. Hey, same comments apply to the previous car. I think it's an awesome car. I wouldn't buy it for that money if I had that kind of money, but great car and well deserving of spot number 6 on the list. Spot number 5 on the list is a 2022 Lamborghini Countach. This is, of course, the remake of the original Countach. They only build 112 examples of these in the world, and I think they did a pretty good job of bringing in the retro styling into the new models. This car priced at $3 million US dollars, which equates to about 4.5 million Canadian. This particular one for sale with about 300 kilometers at Lamborghini of Toronto. Beautiful blue color. Not a color that I would have expected to see on that car, but looking through these photos, this is a really nice example. I am really curious what you guys think of the long-term value of the Countach, the new one. Certainly the old ones have gone up so much, and I think they're going to continue to go up long-term. I think we're never going to see them under $1 million in a few years. But I'm really curious, what do you guys think of this? Do you think this car is going to continue to appreciate? Do you think it's going to depreciate, stay the same? I've done a lot of thinking about it. I think this car is actually going to be subject to some very serious depreciation over the next 10 years. I think we're going to see these come down pretty substantially, but you know, there's still going to be a $1.5 to $2 million car, and probably a good long-term hold with the super limited production number of 112. So well deserving of spot number 5 on the list. Spot number 4 on the list is a 2020 Lamborghini Sion FKP 37. Now this is a very special car. Again, I featured this car on our channel previously at Cars and Coffee. This one listed at $3.5 million US, or about 5.5 million Canadian. This particular car, about 1,000 kilometers. I believe this came out of a collection near Red Deer or Edmonton, with the guy has a ton of crazy stuff. I actually think this is the previous owner of the Alberta Bugatti Chiron a few years ago. If you guys know about that, you can confirm that. Let me know in the comments down below, but I'm pretty certain it is the same owner. And this car, 63 built in the world, so extremely rare. I'm a huge Lamborghini fan. I don't see the value at $3.5 million US dollars, but I will say I think it will hold its value better than the Countach. I think that 63 number, tying back to a Lamborghini heritage and just being like half the production of the new Countach, does take it into a totally different league of collectability. So that's my thoughts on the long-term value of the Sion. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this car is going to go up, go down, stay the same? And would you buy this or a Countach? Let me know what you guys think. But that is spot number 4 on the list. Spot number 3 on the list is a 2022 Lamborghini Countach again. We're flip-flopping between Countach and Sion and Countach and Sion. But this car is a orange example with about 400 kilometers for sale at Lamborghini Montreal. Now this particular car, while I don't know a ton about the spec of this one, it is listed a little bit more expensive than the blue one. This one's listed at 3.5 million US dollars, or about 5 and change million Canadian. Now the thing with this example is this is actually owned by a large Montreal car collector named IMCARS. And if you guys are any familiar with any car collectors in Canada or Instagram, would have known IMCARS. He's got, I think, 6 or 7 Bugatti Chirons, several Sions, several Countaches, several LaFerraris. I think he's got 4 or 5 LaFerraris, and in fact I did a video on the channel when he bought his 3rd or 4th one a few years ago, and he has an absolutely insane collection. So if you haven't seen that video, check that video out when you're done watching this. But that is spot number 3 on the list, the orange 2022 Lamborghini Countach. Spot number 2 on the list, we're flip-flopping back to a 2021 Lamborghini Sion FKP 37. This particular car, white, 300 kilometers for sale at Lamborghini Montreal. Also owned by IMCARS in Montreal. Super nice car. I actually really like the spec on this compared to the orangey copper one for sale previously mentioned. For sale, 3.7 million US dollars, and that equates to 5.5-ish million Canadian. Same comments apply as previous. I really like the spec, but let me know what you guys think. Do you like the white, or do you like the orange Sion better? Now we've seen some pretty crazy and pretty special cars here, but spot number 1 takes the pricing to a whole new level over the previous 9 cars. This is the 2014 Lamborghini Veneno. Now for those of you that don't know what the Veneno is, I'm going to tell you quite a bit about this car. This car was released in 2013 as a 2014 model year, and they built 3 of them. They were all the same spec, minus they all had some different trimming. One was a white trim car, which is somewhere, I believe, in the Middle East. That car has surfaced and been seen publicly a few times. There's the green trimmed car, which is owned by a collector in Florida named Chris Singh, Lamborghini KS on Instagram. And he's probably the most well-known Veneno owner. He's very public and very political, and I enjoy his content. And this particular car is the red car, which I believe was sold to the Lamborghini Boston owner, somewhere up in the Northeast United States for a number of years. And then it, I guess, got sold to the Scotti family, which owns several of the luxury dealerships in Montreal. And that's where it is for sale, at Lamborghini Montreal. Now, this car, I think at the time when it came out, it was obviously based on the Aventador, but it had some unique body styling, and I loved this car. Like, growing up 10 years ago, seeing a Veneno was, or not in person, but seeing it, you know, on Instagram and social media was unbelievable. And 3 built, like, that's a whole nother echelon of exclusivity, even compared to building 63 cars. So this car has an asking price of, drumroll please, $13.9 million US, or about $20 million Canadian. Now, I was looking at this going, is that too much? Is it not enough? Because there's been no public Veneno sales apart from, there was a Roadster sold a few years ago, I think for $6 million US, but the Roadster, they built like, I think 10 or 11 or 13 of them, so it was not as exclusive and kind of much of an allure as the coupe ones. You know, when I first thought Veneno pricing, I thought, even prior to seeing that Roadster sell, I thought that a car like this, delivery mileage Veneno, would be like a 10 million-ish US car. And that's probably, in my opinion, the real number that buys this. Like, somebody's gonna come in, they're gonna want a deal, you know, it's gonna be some Saudi prince that doesn't care. They offer 10 million, they get the car. That's probably what it actually transacts at in real world, you know, if it went to a public auction, that sort of thing. This particular car, interesting enough, was listed on IMCARS as a car coming up for auction a few months ago, and then mysteriously the listing got pulled. So I don't know if they didn't want the public sale or if they didn't want it to not sell, and then there's a record of what the market thought it was worth. But 14 million US dollars for a 2014 Veneno, that is the #1 most expensive car for sale in Canada right now. So let me know what your guys' favorite car on this list was. What would you buy? What would you not buy? Or would you buy something totally different in these price ranges if it would come up? Or do you think these prices are absolutely crazy and you would just buy nothing? Let me know what your guys' thoughts were in the comments down below. My personal favorite was the Veneno. If I had the money, 14 million US, I would be like, take my money, swipe the card, because that is probably one of the ultimate Lamborghinis for any Lamborghini fan. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, if you enjoyed this video, if you could do me a huge favor, click the like button down below, check out some of our other videos on the channel, and be sure to subscribe. It literally takes 1 second, and it helps our channel out grow immensely. I actually like that one the best. The final one's the best.